Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be covering the final update to a very popular video I've been covering for about a month now, which is titled, I just learned that my cousin is marrying a party gal who I repeatedly hooked up with 2 years ago. And as a recap, because it's been a few weeks since I did his previous supposed final update, that's about the guy who wrote into me. He is an officer in the Army, and he was on leave because his cousin's getting married in a few weeks. He went to see his cousin after he didn't see him for like a couple of years. Cousin showed him the picture of his fiancée, and turns out, guess what? He hooked up with her a couple of years earlier, during New Year's and Christmas and all that. Yeah. And he wrote into me saying, hey, SSM, should I let my cousin know he's about to marry a girl I hooked up with? And I, of course, said yes, and I questioned whether that girl was in a relationship with that dude at the time, but you didn't know that, because his cousin, if you guys recall, they're not that close. They live in the same area, but they're not that close and don't hang out really. So anyhow, the next video or so, he told the cousin, as hard as it was. Cousin was deeply hurt, destroyed, but he ended the engagement, thank God. And this guy here telling the story as no good deed goes unpunished, he's getting all sorts of hate. Hate from, obviously, the fiancée who's been dumped, all her friends. He's getting hate from his cousin's older sister and other female relatives. And I told them to pretty much tell them to go F themselves. And he finds out also that the cousin who was getting married, his older sister knew about the chick, about her and the cheating and all that, and he chose to keep it quiet because it was just too much. So it's a big mess. But anyhow, guys, that's what's going on, and now we're here with a update about what's going on with him, his cousin, that sister, the dad, the father of the bride, all that. It's a lot of drama. So I know you guys were invested in this story, want to hear more, so I'm going to cover it here. And by the way, the cousin who sadly was cheated on, he's aware of these videos. He's watching it too, so I hope he's doing well. So the guy says here, hey there, SSM. I know I said in my last update would be the final one, hopefully. But, well, you were right. Told you, I knew there'd be more, and guess what, there's going to be more after this. Well, a few more things has happened. But before I get into that, though, let me address something. There was this one guy who called me a coward in the comment section for not telling my cousin about his sister from the start. Dude, there's always going to be trolls, and people are going to say things in the comment section. Don't let it get to you, but I'll read this. He says, brother, let me tell you something. Talking is always easier than doing, and typing even easier than talking. So think a bit from my perspective, too. I hope that none of you have to stand where I stood. He says, look, I had to think about my cousin's mental state. The guy wasn't just dealing with a cheating ex-fiancée. He was dealing with the fact that she cheated on him with one of his own relatives, me. Exactly. Yeah, I had no idea at the time, but does that make it any less of a gut punch to him? No. Dropping another bomb on him, telling him that his own sister might have known about her rendezvous and keeping quiet wasn't exactly an easy decision to make when he was already going through a lot. I figured I'd hold that piece of info for a little while later, at least until he had a chance to process everything else. Yeah, and I could see the pros and cons of him telling him everything. And even I probably would have held off that part for a little bit, because he was, think about it, this dude found out that his fiancée was a big giant cheater and slept with a cousin, and it's over. And I recall this dude telling me here that his cousin here, although a good guy, I believe was overweight most of his life, lost the weight recently, wasn't exactly rolling with the ladies. I think this girl who he's now dumped was maybe his second serious relationship. And clearly he was the guy that, I'm sorry to say, that girls like this, these Jessicas, deliberately choose to get involved with when they get to a certain age because they want to get married. They see these guys as a sure thing, and she thought he was a sure thing. So, I understand why you did it, man. What I didn't think about at the time, though, was that I had already mentioned about my sister in my messages to you. And I told him to check out your videos. So yeah, it was only a matter of time before he found out, and he did, and I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so now your cousin knows that his sister was very likely aware of this girl's cheating. Well, after you posted my last update, it didn't take long for things to spiral out of control again. Of course, everybody wants to blame you, even though guess who's the big cause of this whole mess? The cheating, now ex-fiancé. Well, I mentioned that the last 2 days have been mostly quiet, but of course, the peace did not last. It started with a message from my cousin. It was short and to the point. He said, I apologize for my sister's behavior. Cousin, it's not your fault for your sister's behavior. You don't have to apologize for your asshole sister's behavior. It clicked instantly that he must have watched the video. Now, he knew exactly what she had been up to. I asked him if he wanted me to come over or was he okay. And he assured me he was fine, that he wasn't about to do anything reckless over two shameless women, and that he just needed some time alone. Okay, let the man be in peace. Most of us, including me, when I'm dealing with some shit, I want to be left the fuck alone. I need time to process. Go for a drive, go for a walk, whatever. That's how most guys operate. Usually it's the women that need to get together with the women and talk, and get off their chests. Guys got to process. But let him know you're being there for him, and that's enough. Well, I respected that and let him be. That evening, the text started rolling in, and then came the phone calls. I glanced at the screen and sighed. It was his sister once again. Why are you blocking her, unless this is a different phone? Well, I glanced at the screen and sighed. It was his sister again. I declined her call 3 times before finally blocking her second phone number. Then I switched off my phone, as who knew she might try from a third phone number next. Yeah, dude, she's going to keep trying and from her friends and whatever. Well, some people suggested I should tell her husband or boyfriend about what she's been doing. Well, here's the thing. His sister does not have a husband. Shocker. She got married young, around 24 years old, but divorced 4 years later. Again, shocker, and I wonder why they got divorced. Well, thankfully, there's no kids involved. I never asked her why, and honestly, I was never interested in finding out. Although sometimes my family, and my own, talked about it, and all I can gather is that she probably was not at fault, but her husband was. I'm hoping he's being sarcastic here. Probably it was her fault, given that she's obviously defending a cheater. And she controlled the narrative, blaming the divorce on her. I could be wrong, but that's usually how these types operate. Cheaters usually support other cheaters. I mean, think about it. This is this dude's sister, and she's defending the freaking bride, who's a big giant cheater and liar, and, you know. As for whether she has a boyfriend, I have no idea. First, most of the time, I'm not at home, and I already mentioned that I'm not the type to pry into other people's lives at all, and that includes inquiring about whether they have a partner or not. Well, I'm the same way. The only out of the ordinary thing that happened was when I got a call from the unknown phone number. I hesitated to pick up, and it turned out to be the ex-fiance's father. Now you got the fucking ex-fiance's dad coming after you, man? God. Well, he wanted to talk with me about the situation that I created by interfering in their lives unnecessarily. The situation you created? Are you fucking kidding me? What about his daughter, his sweet little princess? I mean, like, look, motherfucker, I'm an officer in the Army. You don't fucking talk to me like this. If anybody caused this situation, it's your fucking daughter. And you, as a father, had a role in how she turned out as an adult. This jerk-off dad here is probably pissed off because he's losing a fortune off the wedding. Because it's probably too late to get deposits back and that type of thing. And his family looks ridiculous. So instead of blaming his daughter, he wants to blame you, you know? Anyhow, says here, I corrected him about that the situation was caused by his daughter, and I revealed only the part which I had my involvement. Like, yeah, I banged your daughter a few times, asshole. I told him I'm just absolutely not interested in talking about anything with him, so just get the hell off my phone. He was saying that I should be ashamed, but I hung up the phone before he completed his sentence, and what he was saying, and I blocked his number as well. Yeah, he's a pussy. At this point, I swear I blocked more people in the last few days than I have in the last 5 or 6 years. I decided to avoid all the calls and texts and the incoming drama, as normally people get paid for participating in this little bullshit, and I was getting none of it. Well, man, I told you from the beginning, when you were about to, from your first email, no good deed goes unpunished. And here you go. And you did the right thing. I cannot stress enough you did the right thing. And all the guys in the comment section know you did the right thing. Well, before leaving once again, I met with my cousin, who once again apologized for his sister's behalf. Cousin, stop apologizing for your asshole sister. You don't need to apologize for anything. He told me they were not on speaking terms. She was convinced in her belief that me not telling him would somehow have hipped the family peace and wouldn't have caused the embarrassment it did. Again, the one that caused the embarrassment is the hoe bag ex-fiancé. But still, this chick has to defend the girl. There's no love this sister has for your cousin, man, because she would allow her brother to marry this woman who is a freaking serial cheater and liar. And I don't care how much waterworks she had. You know, cousin, if you're watching this, I'd have nothing to do with your fucking sister either. And we can all speculate why her marriage ended. Though she declined knowing about her cheating ways, which I believe he will not get the truth out of her anytime soon, and he doesn't believe her either, seeing how fiercely she blamed me. There is no way your cousin is going to get the full story from the sister, ever. Ever, ever, ever. But look at her actions, it says everything. Anyway, SSM, not a big dramatic update because I refused to entertain anyone as I figured it was just a waste of time and energy. The one who needs to know now knows, took the decision he had to take, and now it's his way to navigate from here. He has his friends on his side, and anything else is not important. I could have sent it a few days ago, but I had to go join my duties as well, so I didn't feel like writing it then. Have a nice day, SSM. Anyway, quick update. I know a lot of you guys are interested in the story, so any updates that were coming in, I want to let you know. So again, no surprise, the drama's continuing. Now he's got the freaking ex-fiance's dad on him. Who the hell's next, you know? But anyhow, bro, you did the right thing. And of course, there's drama. But hopefully, now that you're leaving, it sounds like you're going back to active duty. Obviously, they'll leave you hell alone. And I would say this, just be there for your cousin. If he needs you, you can be there for him. Maybe when you get back stateside, you can get together and have some beers and stuff like that. But you did the right thing. And if there's any more updates, let me know. And again, to the cousin who's watching this, who was wronged and cheated on, again, bro, I'm sorry what happened. Stop apologizing for your sister. And just take it one day at a time, like I said in the last video, you know. Surround yourself with people that care. Your good friends, your family, the good family, not your fucking sister. And do not believe any of the bullshit that your ex-fiance, I know she's trying to get you to change your mind. Get you to change your mind. Don't fall for the waterworks. Don't fall for her promises to change. And she'll let you look at her social media and all these stupid things that she's going to promise, which they all do. Don't fall for it. She's garbage. And I'm sorry you wasted years with her, but if you could look at the bright side, you dodged a big one instead of marrying her. And work on yourself every day and watch my channel. Watch these videos. Learn things that you haven't learned, the reality about how things are with women, particularly how they are nowadays. And hopefully you can better yourself because you're obviously the type of guy who wants relationships, even though I'm sure right now that's the last thing you'd ever want to do. And really help whip yourself in shape and be in a good place in the years to come. But please don't let yourself, although tempting, drown yourself in alcohol or drugs or bad food and just sit around and feel sorry for yourself. That's no solution there. You know, you got to get up every day as hard as it is and keep on moving on with your life. Focus on what makes you happy, your purpose, your goals, and you'll do better. And every day you'll get a little bit better. But you'll have some days you might think that you missed the good times and everything. But remember, the memory you had of her is not, or who you fell in love with is not who she really is. You know, that's what I got to say. And I've been on YouTube 5 years. I've got about 3,500 videos out there between all three channels covering stories just like yours. You start connecting the dots and seeing patterns here. It's all, you know, it makes sense. And these things, you see a pattern here. So, but you're going to be all right. As many guys just like you been through this situation, because you're not alone, they were okay, so will you. So, a little pep talk for you. I know you could use it. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, as I've been saying all week, if you happen to be on X, formerly Twitter, come check me out and join and follow. We're having a good time over there. This way I can announce videos and everything because some guys miss videos because YouTube doesn't let them know. And this way I can attract and grow the channels as well because, again, we all know this type of content is the devil's work. So I got to market things wherever I can. So any of you guys can come follow me on X. Definitely be appreciative. And we're having a good time over there with news articles and memes and videos and all sorts of good stuff. So check it out. And the handle is SSM Channels. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.